What I want to know as I begin to grow, what team members do I need to help me with my current clients in order to take care of my VIP clients? So what team members do I need to put in place?
I don't know, because I don't know what's needed.
Okay.
So you're going to have to sit down and have an assessment of, okay, if I'm going to deliver this service to this client, what needs to happen for this to do it effectively? If you're saying I can't do it, I need to find somebody that can do it.
Okay.
And defining what the it is.
Okay.
What is it that needs to be done?
Mm-hmm.
And then you look for that person. So I don't know your process, but I know you need to find people to do the thing that needs to be done.
Okay.
I don't look at a team as I just need a team. I need people. There's something that needs to be done. I find somebody to do that thing. And then we deliver it.
Okay. Yep. So I probably could find somebody to run my social media.
If that takes pressure off of you so that you can do something else.
Yes.
The only purpose of teammates or employees is to make more money. That is the only purpose.
Gotcha.
You give someone some money so you can make some more. Mm-hmm. That's it. Now, it's not that I'm giving this person money so they can go make me more money, but maybe I'm giving this person some money so they can do something that frees up my time for me to go make more money.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
So you have to just think of who I can implement that's either going to take pressure off of me so I can go make more money, or that's actually going to go make some more money. Like you might hire a grant writer, right?
Yes.
You do that why? Not because they cool.
Right. Because I don't want to write the grant.
Yeah. And you'll pay them amount of money based on what you think you'll get. So you might pay them, I don't know, $50,000 a year in hopes that they get $500,000 in grants. So I'll pay you every week because I know you're writing grants, submitting them, writing them, submitting them. At the end of the year, I'll make more. So I don't know what it is that you need, your issues right now, but social media is a start if it's taking a lot of time for you to create. All right, we're here, Q&A, man. Entrepreneurs need help. I know I need help. Okay, and I wish there was somebody who would do a Q&A with me in front of their audience, so their audience would not only be exposed to me, but I can get some help.
Yes.
So we're here. So introduce yourself, and we're going to jump straight into it.
Okay. Well, I'm Crystal Durham. I am a nonprofit coach, and I help entrepreneurs to protect their income by starting a nonprofit. Oh, I'm messing up.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous, right?
But you're actually killing it. You have a nonprofit where you've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And you have students that you've helped.
Yes.
And I'm probably going to be one of your students because we were talking and you really know this nonprofit stuff.
Yes, sir.
Which is, I think we'll probably get into some questions on how you can expand your brand because you're just dope, man.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell me about your nonprofit and how you started it, though.
So my nonprofit started in 2019 on paperwork, but it actually started in 2002 when my daughter was 16 years old, and I asked her to go to school and find somebody that didn't look like her or act like her. Because my daughter is very popular, and I didn't care for popular kids because they teased me when I was younger. And so I wanted to make sure, not that she was doing that, but she came home with a young lady, and then next thing I know, another young lady came home. They end up staying at my house for months, and then I get phone calls.
Hold on. You send your daughter to school to bring somebody back home to live? Or
No,
to
bring her back home to just be friends with her, to help change her life, right? To make an impact on her. Because for me, if you're really popular, then go get somebody who is not and bring them along with you.
That's actually
and so she found somebody. She brought her home. We were having a youth conference that weekend. And so her and her sister, who's a twin, stayed with us. And then it turns into weeks and months. And then we get phone calls from other people say, hey, are you still taking in troubled teens? And I was like, I'm not taking in troubled teens. Right. And they was like, but those two young ladies that you bring into the church, we see their lives changing. We have a parent who's struggling with her daughter. And so I go meet with the parent. The parent asked me to take her daughter in. She asked me how long? I said 90 days. Don't know why I said 90 days, but I took her in and all of a sudden I had about 9 girls living in my basement with my daughter over those years that she was in high school for 90 days.
Is somebody paying you?
No, I wasn't getting paid.
You were just taking care of 9 kids.
Plus my own kids. Feeding them. We weren't getting no food stamps, no money or anything for them, but God provided. And I knew that because I went through a troubled past. I was molested, raped, kidnapped, physically, mentally abused, homeless. So I went through a lot of things that I knew that I can share with the girls who are struggling and maybe in that area. And their lives just started changing. I mean, we went to church, we came home, we always talked, I always shared things. But one thing that I did do was teach them life skills. So we cooked in the kitchen, we went shopping, we went to the Goodwill, and I showed them how they can match up suits and things like that. Yeah. And so their lives began to change over those couple of years that my daughter was in high school.
Wow. What were you doing for money at this time?
I had a daycare. So I was,
so I had some money.
I had a daycare, and I had about 8 kids, 6 or 7 kids. And so during that time, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was a minister at the church as well. So my full-time was daycare, and then I was a youth minister at the church.
And your husband?
And my ex-husband.
Your ex-husband?
Ex-husband.
You got a husband now, though?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, at that time, you had a husband.
Right. I lived in Delaware. He was the preacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all
yes, it's a story. Oh, yeah.
It was, okay, I got you. So you had enough to help. And now I feel obligated. Do I got to take in some kids?
Dude, yes.
No. I got a bunch of kids in my house, I think. Okay. So the nonprofit. So tell me where we're at. What's your offerings right now?
Okay.
And what do you do?
So I started my coaching business in 2018, helping entrepreneurs and people who wanted to start their nonprofit organization but didn't know what to do. Because when I started, I had no clue what to do. I know about board members, funding, how to structure the operation, and how to stay in compliance.
Sure.
So I made some mistakes. And since I made those mistakes, I started helping people who either had their nonprofit organization or wanted to start their nonprofit organization by providing helping them do the paperwork and coaching them through the process. Mm-hmm. And so that's what started Crystal R. Durham Enterprise for nonprofits, all things nonprofits.
Gotcha. So what is your biggest issue now? So
my biggest issue right now is that in the beginning, when I started out helping nonprofit organizations, they were just regular, people who really wanted to serve their community. But I found out that they were struggling with the funding or how to get started. The funding was the biggest thing. And so in these last couple of times, past couple of months, I have been helping entrepreneurs such as yourself, 7-figure earners who can really fund their nonprofit organization and also protect their income. And so now my target audience is that my first question to you is that how can I stay focused, be focused on serving my entrepreneurs, the high figures, and also be able to speak and not neglect my current nonprofits, the people that are looking. So I want to speak to you, people like you, but I don't want to neglect those who say, is she only helping these entrepreneurs? What about me? I don't have the money, but I still want to start my nonprofit. So I don't want to neglect those who really have a passion and want to start.
Okay. I'm going to answer that question, but I got another question before I answer that question. And if I forget the question, you might have to ask it again.
Okay.
But your nonprofit, you have a nonprofit now. You're not just taking in kids just to be taking them in.
Right.
What are some stats on your own nonprofit? So
my nonprofit, I started in 2015. Yep. And since I started, we have 25 corporate sponsors and we have 9 partners. So it's important to partner up with other nonprofits in your community so that you guys can also support one another.
Got it.
And we have taken in over $500,000 within 4 years. And so every last one of our events has been fully funded by our community. Yes. And my board members are amazing.
I wish I had this conversation before because I'm about to do an event and it's going to cost me probably $120,000. Here's the thing. I had the money in my nonprofit to pay for it, but I didn't know if I could legally do that. So, and I want to raise money to help entrepreneurs. I want to invest in entrepreneurial business. Kids, especially, I want to take some kids. They have an idea, pair them with a mentor, give them a few thousand for their first initial run, teach them how to flip that, pay that money back, and then be in profit. The payback is important. One, so that our nonprofit isn't just putting out money.
Right.
2, they understand how to take a loan and pay it back.
Yes.
Now, we're not going to sue the kids if they don't.
Yes,
pay it back,
right.
But I want to go through that process. Then they're kind of operating in profit and just mentor them. So I want to raise some money. But so you've taken in over $500,000 so you can really teach someone how to find these sponsors.
Yes.
Good.
And so the biggest thing though, David, People think when they have a nonprofit, everything has to be free. No, you can sell your services for your nonprofit. If you think about universities, you're not walking in a university going in there for free, that you have to pay for the course. Or the Boys and Girls Club, there's a membership. The YMCA, IKEA, there are so many nonprofits out here, organizations that serve a fee. So don't think that nonprofits cannot profit and they cannot charge for their services. You can put a price on what you want to teach for the kids and then have somebody sponsor that to pay for the kids to go. And whoever you're paying to teach that course to the youth, so it may not be you, maybe somebody you brought in, like him, 500 to teach a course, financial literacy course to the children. You can also have the nonprofit pay him for teaching it, but you had it sponsored through other corporations.
Oh, you speaking my language. Okay, here we go. So you have this audience of people who want to start a nonprofit.
Yes.
And kind of, they don't have the money to fund it. So they kind of got to go through your education on how to fund it and things of that nature. And you have how many people in your program now?
We have 28. We just started about a couple months ago doing the Impact Circle because I seen that they had their 501c3, but they were stuck there. You know, even though they got my course, we all get courses, but how many times do we look at those courses and really go through them? So I knew that they need me as one-on-one. And so I started doing group coaching every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do Q&A, and every Thursdays we do a workshop where we focus on one thing that month that we're going to touch every area of it.
Got it. Okay. Morning meetup model a little bit. Okay.
Yes. I'm copying.
And you should.
And we're doing the book
next. That's how you do it. So, all right. So how much is that?
That's for membership. If you already have a 501c3, that's $47 a month.
$47 a month if you already have a 501c3.
If you don't, it's $2,500 for me to do your 501c3, your Secretary of State, your EIN number. You also get my 6-week coaching course, my 3-week coaching course, and my book, and you get in the community for life.
That's really good. That's really good. So they can just be in the community for $47 a month. They don't have to buy their course. They don't have to do any of that.
Unless they want to. Now, the course they can buy separate if they come in on a monthly basis. The course they can buy separate,
which is the course?
$297 up on mastermind.com.
$297?
Yes, for the 6-week coaching course.
So $297 for the course, meaning you actually doing the nonprofit is about $2,500 or $2,200, something like that.
Yes.
So somebody's like, yo, I just want you to set up my nonprofit. How much you charge?
Just to set up your nonprofit, $1,500. And it depends on which one you need. There are 2 different 501c3s. There's a short form and there's a long form. So for the short form, it's $980. And that depends on if you want to. So say like if you just want to do a mentorship program, you don't want to get no funding in, you don't want to get over $50,000, you don't want to get a building, a house, a property, a land, then that you could do the short form. But if you're looking to talk about financial literacy, you're looking to get a building, a housing, you're looking to house youth, anything to that nature, you need the long form.
Is there a price difference between long form and short form?
Short form, $980, long form, $1,500.
Short form, $980, long form, $1,500. We'll just go with $1,500.
Yes.
So to do it, it's $1,500. And then we have the course is $250, right? So we're at $1,750. And the mentorship. Does the program include the course?
Yes. When you do the Impact Circle, the $2,500, it includes a course.
But not the $1,500.
It includes the $1,500 too.
No, I'm saying the $1,500 doesn't include the course though, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So in the mentorship alone, it's $47 a month.
Yes. If you have your 501c3, you cannot come into the mentorship program unless you already have your 501c3. There's no sense of being in there.
Right. All right. So I think the pricing is a little confusing because the whole thing is $2,500, right?
Yes.
And it includes you setting up the nonprofit, it includes your course, and it includes the mentorship, which is $47 a month.
And it includes a website. I forgot that part.
And it includes a website.
A website, yes.
How much do you charge for a website?
The website's $700.
$700. So, website $700, long form nonprofit $1,500. That's $2,200. Plus the
6-week coaching course.
The 6 weeks coaching course, which is $300.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 22, 325.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mentorship, which is $47 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So the 47, is that included in the 2,500, and for how long?
The 47 is included that's for life. If you come in and I do everything for you, you don't have to pay $47 a month. That's as long as you want to stay in the program.
Got it.
So you grow, we constantly growing as a nonprofit.
Okay. Average person is probably going to stay for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because once they're on the calls and get what they need, they're not going to be on the calls anymore because they don't. Because you're probably talking to the people that are like new, so you got to like break down the information.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're building like a community feel, they'll probably be out in a little bit. So all of the offering, if I just buy it separately, is, let's include 3 months at the $47, which is $50. That is about $2,650 if I bought it separately, right? If I add it all together, it's $2,500. I think the separate offerings need to be more.
Okay.
To make the $2,500 make sense.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say, all right, well, you set up my nonprofit and I just give you $1,500. And then I get to pick and say, well, I don't need to be on them calls. I don't necessarily need a course. I don't know, right? But if I do want, for me, just based on what you're telling me, I would pay you $1,500 and I would pay you the $2,500 for the course. And I'd make out cheaper on what I really need. And I don't know if I needed a website or I don't know, but I'll just find, now I'm just playing the pricing game, a cheaper game. So I'll just find someone cheap to do a website and then I'm done, right? So I think what you're offering, you're really giving people a business. Reese, can we turn this air down? I am cold. Are you cold? It's a little chill.
No, I'm hot.
You're hot?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Are you more hot or more cold?
Yes.
You're more hot than cold?
Yes, more hot.
Okay, just keep it on, Reese. We're good. All right, still on. We're good.
It's probably because it was already over you.
Okay.
So here's the thing with the weekly coaching calls. Okay, that is, like you said, for people who are just starting out. So what I've seen lately is that we're taking our time, right? We're not overwhelming them, because before I was just like, let's go, let's do this. And it becomes overwhelming when you get too much information. So you got to pick and choose what you're going to do now and what you're going to do later. So what we did was we designed it where we're bringing in experts, right? People that's going to really help them go. Like we got a person coming and talking about LinkedIn, because people don't really go on LinkedIn to do their nonprofit, right? To get information. So we got different people coming in, like you do yourself, experts teaching on a certain project, on a certain thing, so that they can grow and do that. And then we tell them to do it right then and there. So we may go on, they probably didn't have social media. So we have a social media expert coming about Instagram, how to market your nonprofit on Instagram. And they give them free templates, show them how to set it up. We also give them a challenge. Okay, this is what you need to do. We talk about the funding, right? The bookkeeping. So it's not like they're going to jump in 3 months and be done, right? It doesn't work like that. The way we set it up, they're going to need this information to continue to grow. And for what we're hearing, the feedback from them is like, I'm so glad I'm in this class. Oh my God, I was all over the place. I'm getting this done now. Now I'm working it. It's sort of like the morning meeting. When we come in, before I came into your morning meeting, I was all over the place. But now it helps me to structure and say, Crystal, get this done. You're going to be on the call, read this book. And so we even implemented a book in it, right? So I'm doing Business by the Good Book. So I'm modeling what you're doing, and it's working because of the feedback that I'm getting. They're saying, hey, I got this done. And then we have the group where they go in a Facebook group and they hold themselves accountable. I did this, what you're doing today. We show up live. So I have all my team members go in live and talk about something that they need to get done. Whether we talked about it last night, we're going over it again inside the group. So we're keeping them engaged in that group, because I'm learning from you that you you got to keep them going, right? You got to keep giving them hope. And as when you're a nonprofit, sometimes you get so caught up in life doing other things, you forget about the main important thing, which is to serve your community. Get out and help those who really need. You've come through. Like, I've been molested, I was raped, I was kidnapped. So I don't want that to happen to an age-out foster youth. I want to get to her before that happened. I want to be able to provide housing and shelter. So there's so many people that have gone through things, or maybe haven't gone through anything, but they've seen other people go through.
For sure.
So we had a young lady who her mom was denied resources as a senior citizen. So she started a nonprofit to give resources for senior citizens, right? So sometimes they just see something wrong and they want to go back and make a difference, right? But life gets in their way. So we are the ones that are there. Because I asked them, do you want 2 weeks? They said 2 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they are on there live every single Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. We're on there and they're talking, they're asking questions. Maybe they went. So right now we're talking about planning your event. Why? Because I'm planning my Christmas coat drive event for my nonprofit organization. So I'm showing them what I'm doing in the field, and they go out and they do it. So they won't jump out after months, even though it sounds like that. And the reason why I made it at that price, because they did not have the funding. And I know they're coming out of their pocket. Now, for my VIP, my ticket, him 500, them, then that's a whole different class. That means I'm going to go out and I'm going to find you a CEO. I'm going to show you how to put your wife in charge of running your nonprofit organization, and you pay her. So that's where my big ticket guys are. So,
I love it. How long you been doing the program?
The Impact Circle?
The 47?
For about 3 to 4 months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the same conversation about 6 months from today.
Yes.
No matter how amazing the program is, the name of the game is bringing people in faster than they leave.
Faster. Got you.
Because they're leaving.
Got you.
All right, listen. Every single week, every episode, you hear me talking about themorningmeetup.com. It's the community. Let me show you what's happening here. Every single morning, Monday through Friday, there's 400 plus people on a Zoom call, right? We're learning, we're talking, we're growing together, and this is you. There's all these people here. It's all these people in the morning meetup. Hundreds of people reading books, growing. We get together quarterly. It's amazing. And for some reason, you just keep looking at, just go to themorningmeetup.com and get in the circle. And then you'll be like way happier. Just themorningmeetup.com. Let's get back to the episode.
I'm talking about people, you changed their life.
Yes.
They're leaving.
Okay.
Life gets in the way. I think you have a really good core offer, so keep that offer for sure. It's really, really good. But because you just started, people are excited about it.
Okay.
But even with the morning meetup, I mean, people are excited, but I'm trying to bring in like fresh people, and I'm always doing some stuff, so people are following just for me. But we still have to bring in people faster than they leave, because I know they're going to leave. There will be a turnover no matter what. There's no program that there's not a turnover.
So how do I do that?
Education.
How do I bring them in faster?
We're going to get there.
Gotcha.
We're going to get there.
Okay.
But to answer your first question is, okay, I have this audience that I want to serve, and I also want to serve a higher level audience, and I don't want to lose my I don't say lower level, but I don't want to lose my
current audience,
chasing something else.
Yes.
But I think you got it. We just create separate offers.
Okay.
But the barrier to entry, I'm just talking about like price points right now. I think instead of like piecemealing it together, I can set up I don't know how much I paid. I might have paid more than $2,500 just to set my nonprofit up. If we're going nonprofit, I would probably do the setup, the nonprofit, the course, because we're way more than $250. I'll do the nonprofit set, like I do it start to finish, and the program, and your books and stuff like that, because it doesn't cost you anything to do that. I would like start that at like $3,500, and if they get that, then they get lifetime access or something.
Yes, like that. Got you. Okay.
But the monthly, like you're doing 2 calls a week. And trust me, I've been there. Like I had $47 where I'm on that joint and I'm just, you know what I mean? it gets old real fast for you, not even for them, just for you, because you're going to want to do stuff, especially as your family grows.
Yes.
You're going to want to go on vacation, but you're like, oh, Tuesday, Thursday. Honey, I got to do this call real quick. Yeah, I got to, yeah. So it gets old.
Okay.
But I would go with like $3,000 or $3,500 or $5,000 with certain discounts that get you it for $3,500, and then they just get into the community.
Okay.
So $500, he got a beautiful model, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could kind of piecemeal the stuff together, sell a course for $2,000 or whatever, but he's saying $5,000, you get in the community forever, right? So the offer that I'm selling is $5,000 because you need all this. If you're telling me all the stuff that you do, in my mind, you know what I need, right?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I just need you to set it up and I need your course.
Right.
I'm good.
Right.
So now I'm picking and choosing. But I wouldn't allow people to pick and choose. I'd say there's a whole setup. I set up your nonprofit. What comes to that? I set up a nonprofit with the state. You do what else?
The 501c3, the state, the IRS, the bylaws.
Yep. Bylaws, absolutely.
Yes. Articles of corporation.
5,000. Easy.
Easy.
Now, if there's certain audiences that you want to, attack, then you can give them, if you are doing anything with women, because that's my passion, or you're doing something with foster youth and you're in this particular position, then you get a $1,500 voucher for $3,500. They'll go get the $3,500.
Okay.
But it's easier to push one core offer.
Okay.
The setup, if you're talking to me, the setup, all that kind of stuff, 5,000. I'm even thinking, I'm not going to jump on a call every week, but I'll pay the money just because I know I can, because that's just like a throw on, like an add on. Oh, so if I got questions, can I ask you? Yeah, just jump on the call Tuesday, Thursday. I'm there. And I'm like, oh, bet. You can't. Now we'll talk about a higher level thing, but for me, I would pay the $5,000 for somebody that's like that is that has an idea and you want to service that community. They'll pay the $5,000 too.
Okay, gotcha.
Just like there's no big. If somebody can get $2,500, they can get $5,000.
Yes.
Now somebody that can get $1,000, I don't know if they can get $5,000. I don't know, but if they can get $2,500, they can get $5,000.
Awesome. Yeah.
Especially as you start collecting testimonials and things of that nature, even without the testimonials. This is my third nonprofit.
Wow.
I had one, didn't file the taxes for 3 years.
Right.
Second one, I did it again, didn't file the taxes for 3 years. They took it. They almost took this one before I have an accounting team now, and they're filing the taxes and all that kind of stuff. But this is the third year. If I didn't file this year, they would have took it. But this year I want to be more active. Okay. So setting it up, I know I probably paid about $5,000 or $3,000.
Yeah, because you went through a lawyer, right?
I went through. Actually, this young lady, she was on my team, and I was paying her monthly. Okay. She's an attorney. Okay. But she actually passed away, Deanna.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But the other ones, I know I paid at least $3,000.
Okay.
For them to set it, and they were just saying, "Yo, I'll set it up."
Yeah, and nothing else. Just set it up. Yes, got you.
I would definitely move that price point.
Okay.
The twice a week. Are you on both calls per week?
I'm on both calls, and then the expert comes on Thursday. So one of my team members or someone that I bring in comes on Thursdays, but on Tuesdays I am on the call. Yeah. And my team is on the call as well because they may have a question towards them as well.
I would structure it to where you're not on one of the calls.
Okay.
Intentionally.
Okay.
Even though you may want to be on, don't set it up that way. Don't set up the expectation that you're on every single call. Okay. Maybe they get you on Tuesday. Right? Here's the call. I'm on Tuesday. But you as the entrepreneur, you need to go build the business. You got to bring people in. You got to be marketing. You got to, and then, enjoy your life. Yeah. One day a week is your work day. I mean, you work every day, but one day you have this obligation, this time, and you can structure your vacations with your husband and you're chilling and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to be locked down to 2 days a week. Awesome. Especially spread out because now you can't really enjoy a 5-day stint or 6 days or because you have to do this call. Okay. I'm telling you.
And that's what you said when you always say, work on your business, not in your business.
Correct.
Yes.
So I'm pretty much on the call every morning because I love to be there. But it's not an expectation because I'm not talking. Sometimes so Bryn will do the introduction And then she'll introduce the people.
Yes.
And then she facilitates Q&A. So I don't technically have to be on. I need the motivation and the inspiration. I need that community.
Yes.
So I'm on every day.
Yes.
So that's why I love it, because I'm not selling somebody something that I don't need. I need it too.
Right.
But yeah, I would go with a higher price point, and they can't get it separate. Now, for the people who already have a nonprofit and they want that education, then I'd probably go with like, $100 a month or $150 a month or something like that. But you want people really to focus on your particular core audience, where you're taking people to journey, we're setting up your nonprofit, and I can keep that beginner information consistent because I'm walking people through the journey. Most of the people are going to be the people that paid the $5,000 to come into the program.
Gotcha.
And with that, what do most people take? What offering do most people take?
Most people are taking the $24.97. Okay. Yes.
What percentage are taking that versus the $1,500?
I say the last 10 clients that I had took the $24.97. And then before that, it was just, I had 2 short forms and the rest of them was the $1,500.
Gotcha. So 18 people took the nonprofit formation. 10 people took the whole package.
Yes.
But 28 people would have took the whole package had you not offered.
Had not offered.
Yep. Just package it all. This is what you get. So imagine 28, let's say 28 people, 10 of them take $2,500. That's $25,000. Let's say the average is $1,200 between the short form and non. I'm just going to round to 20 because it's easier numbers. That is, what is that? 20 people, 22,000. So that's $47,000, 28 people.
Wow.
Or 30 people, that'd be, 28,000. The next 30 people at 5,000 is 150,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So 30 people at 5,000, 150,000. Meaning you could have did the same thing that you just did with a third of the people.
See, that's why I need to be in rooms like this, because it helps me to really think about it
100%.
and take, because I think the nonprofit way, I think that's what it was. It was like, okay, let me give it. I know but my audience is changing. And so I have to change with my audience that's changing.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's good stuff.
No, absolutely. I would do even if it's just formation or something like that, just formation, at least $3,000, 35, no matter if it's short form or long. I didn't even know the difference.
People don't tell.
Most people don't know the difference.
Right.
Right? So if you're saying, I'm coming to you and I know this is how they come. I have an idea for a nonprofit.
Yeah.
I want to set it up. And then your response is, well, you can do short form or long form. And we do this and that. And then I don't care about none of that. I just want my dream fulfilled of the nonprofit. Now, if it takes you less work to do a short form nonprofit, it doesn't matter to me because I got what I was looking for. So if it's just set up the nonprofit and I don't need the coaching in the community, or I've been in I think I can build it on my own. Oh, great, $3,000.
And the reason why I give this information is only because the IRS. So if we tell the IRS they want a long form, there's certain languages we have to put in. And someone may say, well, I didn't want to do this. Or if we decide to do a short form and we charge them, then they try to get $50,000 or they're trying to get property and they get flagged by the IRS. That person may come back to me and say, well, I didn't know. I just asked you to do it. So we bring that because of integrity to give them to say, this is the reason why, and you choose, but we have to prove that to the IRS this is the reason why you want the long form versus the short form. So that is why I bring that to my client's attention.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a price difference for you.
Price difference, got you.
I don't care.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now, I know, I want to know, do I need long form or short form? But for me, it's not like, oh, well, we're doing short form. Is it less money? That idea doesn't even come to my head.
Right.
Because I just know I need a nonprofit and you're educating me on which type.
Got you.
Great.
Good stuff.
No more barriers. Because now you're creating a barrier.
Yes, got you. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So the pricing doesn't change.
Got you.
You set up the nonprofit.
Set up the nonprofit.
You know what's crazy? All 3 of those nonprofits, I don't know if I got long or short. They charged me to say, I didn't, I'm sure I got what I needed because they had like a questionnaire and say, oh, what do you want to do with it? Are you trying to raise money? All that kind of stuff.
Okay.
They took the intake, I filled it out, they charged me, I paid them.
You paid them. Got you.
I didn't say, hold on, this is short form now.
Thank
it need
you.
to be.
I didn't think about that, David. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Cool. So, so that's the core offering. That's the core offering. And for a higher level entrepreneur, like we were talking, I said, yo, I need some help. I don't even know who I need. Like, I don't want to go to jail by doing something. Because nonprofits, you got to be careful, right? So you're saying, well, I can do almost like white glove service for you where I help you with your structure. I interview your team. I'll help you find this or whatever. That's a whole nother cost. Whole nother
field.
Now, I'm probably going to hire you to do this, so I don't want to put myself in a bad financial position. But,
right.
But so for that, let me think. What would I pay for you to come in, hire the right team, work with me for a few months, set up my nonprofit, and maybe show me how to get some money? 10,000? 20,000?
I had you at 30,000.
30? Maybe 30. I don't know.
30,000.
If you can sell me on that.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make more than that for sure. Or for an entrepreneur, like if we're playing that tax game, you can pay me out of your business $30,000. That's a business write-off.
Business write-off,
right?
Yes.
So you'll save it in taxes, and I'll do the work for you. So the money you was about to give the government, give it to me. I'm creating a tax haven for you.
That's it.
It's just like paying your CPA or your tax accountant.
That's it.
You got to pay them.
Yes.
5 figures at least for them to save you money. And you're doing the same thing. And I get to do something with my passion. And it's an opportunity which tax accountants don't do. This is an opportunity to not only save money, but make money. Yeah, 30, 20.
Yes.
I mean, whatever you think people are going to take. I said 10 because now I'm thinking, how much would I pay right now? And I'm coming up with the price.
Right.
But if you said 30, I might have said 30 if it's packaged correctly.
Right. So that's I'm going to work on the package.
Yeah.
I already started thinking about it.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm here with you.
Yeah. But your core offer, you're not pushing the white glove service. Your core offer is set up nonprofit, do that. Because in my head as an entrepreneur, I'm like, oh, I need it set up. But when you get me on the phone, it's like, oh, you're a busy CEO. You make, okay, cool. So you got money to fund it. All right, bet. Here's what I would offer. Here's what I would offer for you to do. Because you don't want to run it. Do you have somebody to run it? And I might say yes. Be like, well, you need to train them on the nonprofit specifically. Okay, do you know somebody that's going to go get some money? Oh, well, we got to train somebody. We got to go find somebody. And the more that stuff stacks up in the conversation, I'm like, oh, I don't need the 5,000. I need that white glove service. I need you to I need you to run it. So it's almost like I'm buying a business for $30,000. Like a business that already has a CEO and you're building it out for me.
Building it out, yes.
Yeah, I mean.
Setting up the programs and everything.
Yep. So you continue to put out amazing information on nonprofits. You keep teaching nonprofit stuff. You have this one core offer, bringing people in the door for the $5,000. But when you get on a consultation call, there's an upsell. Every company does it.
Gotcha.
I came in because I wanted to get this $1,000 program, but they get me on a call and say, hold on, you need more than that. Oh, you need this. And I'm like, oh, I do need that. Okay, how much is that? And I get off the phone and I've spent $5,000, $10,000 because I don't want just the basic thing that everybody else gets.
Right.
For me.
Right.
But you keep focusing on your audience with the $5,000 off for $35,000 or whatever it's going to be. Now, I'm not saying you have to do $5,000. I'm just saying this is my suggestion.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. That was some good stuff.
Good. What's next? You got a bunch of little cards right there.
Okay, so we talked about, I think I talked about the reels. So how can I add value and increase engagement with my community of startup nonprofits? So how can I begin to add value to them?
Add value to who?
To my startup community. So for me on Reels and on Instagram or any social media, I'm not one that can really just do a live and go on. I do lives, but I get so compassionate about it. I start like really, because I really want them to get it, what I'm saying. But how can I really speak directly to them to get them to convert? Because I have a sort of a little following on Instagram, but how can I get them to convert and to start buying the products that I'm looking to sell them?
I haven't seen the page. I mean, I just followed you, but I don't know are you making an offer at the end of your reels or are you just giving good information?
At the end of my reels, I do make an offer, and I do both. So on one of them is me and my husband. We do a lot of dancing. So when I first started, let's talk about the reels. When I first started reels, it was just having fun. I seen it on Instagram. I was like, cool, let me start having fun. So I would fall down. I would do different stuff. So I had people laughing. And then I started dancing in front of my husband, and he looked at me all crazy like that. So people started liking him. So now me and him do this crazy dance. We step in, but we have also talking about, are you feeling unfulfilled? Do you desire to do more?
In the dances, or the dances are separate?
In the dance together, but then we have the script that's popping up as we're dancing.
Okay. So the entertaining video is still leaning into like nonprofit help, like stuff like that. Okay.
Into our offer, and to DM us if you feel this way. Or if I'm doing just a reel, I may put that inside. Or sometimes I'm talking about the first 3 things on how to start your nonprofit, what is a vision, and things like that. So that is what I do with the reels.
Listen, if I was going to teach you how to make $1 million, would you give me 10,000? Like if I had a course teach you how to make $1 million a year, positive, you're going to make $1 million, would you give me 10,000? Of course you would. It's no brainer, right? So in a calendar year, we make 7 figures with the podcast. But there's 21 things that I extracted from that you're going to need to launch your podcast. But I only got time to give you 3 right now. One is you need a distribution platform. The distribution platform is what you upload your podcast to. That platform sends it to Spotify, Apple, Google Play, so that your supporters can actually listen to your podcast. You're also going to need a microphone. You need a really good microphone so it's crispy audio. And 3, you need an income strategy. This is not necessarily a hobby, unless you're going to make it a hobby. But I can teach you how I made the 7 figures with these 21 things. Now, the good news is you don't have to give me 10,000. My ebook is only $37, okay? So listen, go to podcastebook.com and get the 21 things that you need. And I can explain it in detail, all the things that you need, okay? Podcastebook.com. Let's get to the episode.
So yeah, just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
If it's good, just keep doing it. I mean, but outside of just posting on social media, you got to come up with some sort of strategy. And maybe the strategy is doing joint lives with people.
That's what we can do. Okay.
A really good strategy is podcasts.
Okay.
So like this right, I'm sure there's a bunch of people that's going to hit you because they know that this is what you do, and it's just exposure. So you have to get on other people's platform who have your audience.
Awesome.
That's the name of the game.
Awesome.
You keep the Instagram going because what's going to happen is people are going to watch this or listen to this episode. Then they're going to go to your Instagram to see, oh, does she really know what she's talking about? Is she active? Is there a presence? And yeah, so the Instagram just supports all the other stuff you're going to be doing.
Okay.
So obviously doing workshops and invite your audience to work. I've just been real big on not just talking to my audience on this platform, but I got to get them off the platform and in person.
Okay. Yes.
I'm about to do this workshop in this particular city. I'm about to do, I'm using my Instagram to promote a webinar where it's like an inner circle, more intimate.
Okay.
So that's what I would do to increase engagement. Just keep going.
Okay.
Keep doing it.
Okay.
And, see what people are liking. And maybe you find a, kind of like someone do a social media audit for you to look at your page and see, where you're missing opportunities.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, leverage platforms.
Okay.
Like what you're doing right now is probably the most genius thing you could have done.
Thank you.
Because you just have to get in front of more people.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I did set up some lives with some people that are doing nonprofits, maybe a nonprofit coach. So I did set those up for this month that I'll be going live on IG with. And I did hear that on the morning meetup, the direction. And I did have someone, I think I forgot his name, but he came on and he did an audit for our social media.
Yep.
So he did look at my IG and he was like, keep dancing, just put in what you're doing.
Yep.
So that's where I got that from. So I'm telling you, the morning meetup has... If y'all not in the morning meetup, y'all missing it. I'm telling you, if you're not in the morning meetup.
This episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup. Join the community, themorningmeetup.com. That's the only reason you're here, because we only do this for Morning Meetup members at the moment. But yes.
Yes, the morning meetup has changed my life. So,
good.
Okay, so you kind of answered my next question when you just talked about the social media strategy. So what I want to know, as I begin to grow, what team members do I need to help me with my current clients in order to take care of my VIP clients? So what team members do I need to put in place?
I don't know, because I don't know what's needed.
Okay.
So you're going to have to sit down and have an assessment of, okay, if I'm going to deliver this service to this client, what needs to happen for this to do it effectively? If you're saying I can't do it, I need to find somebody that can do it.
Okay.
And defining what the it is.
Okay.
What is it that needs to be done? And then you look for that person. So I don't know your process, but I know you need to find people to do the thing that needs to be done.
Okay.
I don't look at a team as I just need a team. I need people. There's something that needs to be done. I find somebody to do that thing. And then we deliver it.
Okay.
Yep.
So I probably could find somebody to run my social media.
If that takes pressure off of you so that you can do something else.
Yes.
The only purpose of teammates or employees is to make more money. That is the only purpose.
Gotcha.
You give someone some money so you can make some more. That's it. Now, it's not that I'm giving this person money so they can go make me more money, but maybe I'm giving this person some money so they can do something that frees up my time for me to go make more money.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
So you have to just think of who I can implement that's either going to take pressure off of me so I can go make more money, or that's actually going to go make some more money. Like you might hire a grant writer, right?
Yes.
You do that why? Not because they cool.
Right. Because I don't want to write the grant.
Yeah. And you'll pay them amount of money based on what you think you'll get. So you might pay them, I don't know, $50,000 a year in hopes that they get $500,000 in grants. So I'll pay you every week because I know you're writing grants, submitting them, writing them, submitting them. At the end of the year, I'll make more. So I don't know what it is that you need, your issues right now, but social media is a start if it's taking a lot of time for you to create.
Because I can create reels, like because I love to do it, but the time to build the content around it, to put it out is where I fall short. Because I can have 300-400 reels in there and not put them out because of the content I have to take time to do. And so I think that would be the first person that I probably would look to find somebody to do that for me.
Yeah, for sure. You might, like we have a service here where it's $5,000. Well, right now it's $5,000 a month. And people come in and shoot their podcasts, but they shoot it here, but we edit it. We upload it to YouTube. We upload it to the podcast platform. We give them clips out of each episode so they can post it, and just makes their life easy. So pretty much someone's paying us $5,000 so that they don't have to worry about that marketing arm of their podcast and YouTube. And they're paying us because they know if we're managing their YouTube and podcast, other people will see it and maybe buy something from them that will cover what they're paying us.
Awesome.
So you might, let's start thinking of different ways, not just, hey, make reels for me, but maybe you hire a media person, I don't know, to shoot your podcast. Or come out with these clips where we're putting intentional information out on Facebook and YouTube. Not just reels, but yo, I got 3 steps for y'all in nonprofits. Do this, 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 and this. And it might be longer for them. I don't know. But you find out who you need to help expand your message. Or you hire somebody as a PR rep that's going to get your message out in the world more. So I don't know what you need.
Yes.
But you find out what you need and hire somebody.
Okay. Find out what you need and hire somebody. Awesome. And so here's my next thing. I have it for.
This is a good one.
So, but I'm not a selly person, right? And I know you talk about this on the morning call sometimes when you don't need to sell if you're serving. So how do I not appear to be selling my product even though I wanted to sell? How does my value look for that? I want to sell the product. So at the end, what I do, like if I'm on a live or if I'm talking, when I go into talking about how they can get it, I kind of like, but I know I need to say it because they need the service. So how can I stop feeling like this is not a selling thing, but you're giving them the information on how they can get it and where to get it at?
You have to sell it. There's no way around it. You have to sell it. You have to sell it and they got to buy it. So I have a different strategy where I have a podcast, right? And I don't have to sell anybody on watching the podcast because it's free. But in the thing that I do for free, I sell the morning meetup. In the thing that I do for free, I sell ad space and things of that nature. So what's comfortable for me is creating content, and I'm just figuring out a way how I can not have to ask people for money, but I can make money.
But you,
right?
okay.
But for what you have a product or service. You got to figure out how to sell it. You can't be afraid of it. You have to figure it out. And maybe one of the people that you hire are, ads specialists, or, somebody who can send your ad out there and the ad goes to ask people for money. So you have to sell it. Get comfortable with it. Actually get good at it. I invested in a program. It was like $55,000 for me to learn how to sell because I'm just not good at it.
Wow.
Now I understand it now and I'm more comfortable with it, understanding that I have to sell some stuff. I'm still not like 100% comfortable, but I'm a lot better than I was. But I had to invest in that. And I had to stop being afraid of sales. And I had to get my thing out to the people. It's selfish if you don't. Because some people need to be sold on.
Yes.
Like how to get that idea that they have and that passion that they have for their kids or elderly, whatever the nonprofit's going to be. We're looking at sales as something that helps us. When sales is really something that helps somebody get out of their own way.
Yes.
So learn the skill.
Wow.
Learn it.
Learn it and master it and do it.
Yep.
Got it.
Absolutely.
So one more question.
Let's do it. What you got?
So this one, it says, how can I strategically use this interview to propel my business?
You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. We already have an audience of people that are listening right now. And I think they trust me to like bring good value.
Yes.
And produce good content. So you definitely want to take clips out of this and start posting it.
Okay.
Especially like focusing on your expertise and the things that you do. But just make sure that your social media presence offers value.
Okay.
The more things you have before you get on a platform, the better. So let's say you had a podcast, right? And you've been running it for the last 6 months. We can say, all right, man, make sure you check out my podcast because you'll learn this, this, and this about nonprofits. And they'll go check it out.
Okay.
When they come to your Instagram, they're going to see a bunch of information. And my objective when I'm making posts isn't for the people that follow me. I make posts for the people who will find me. Because if I get on a platform, I want people to come to my social and stay for a while.
Okay.
I want you to go through the clips and stay for a while. And I think you have that content now, right? So just make sure you're pulling clips. You actually do the stuff because the clock is running now that it's out. In 5 months, 6 months, you have to take this information and actually implement it. So if you're listening, I don't know when you guys are listening to this, and I don't know when she's going to change the prices, but if she hasn't changed it by now, you might as well jump in right now because I'm not suggesting she do this $2,500 thing. Too long.
All this information you gave me today, yes, the price will be changing.
Give it a few days after this, so they can see it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but yep.
So David, listen, I want to give you your flowers while you are here, right? I really appreciate everything that you do. I thank God for giving you that witty ideal, right? To me, that's like a witty ideal. Get people together in the community and let's help them grow. And so I have been inside the morning meeting for the last 2 months. And it's like it has changed me spiritually and mentally. Wow. Like I feel, even if I didn't make a dime in September, I feel so wealthy and blessed and I feel so rich. Like I feel rich because I have the knowledge. I know that I can go and do this. I'm getting in rooms like you talk about, getting in rooms, getting people to help you. I'm asking the right questions. I'm speaking to the people I need to speak to. And it's all because of the morning meeting. If it wasn't for the morning meeting, I'd probably be still out there trying to figure it out, trying to do this, not doing this. But the morning meeting not just changed my life. My husband see the change in me. I'm putting him on the morning call. I'm telling him everything that happened on the morning call. My kids are now they have to send notes and tell me what they're doing today. So I'm holding them accountable. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. And I can't wait to go and start implementing everything that you told me. So Thank you.
I love it. Listen, man, as we wrap, just let everybody know how they can find you. Again, I really genuinely want to work with you because I have a nonprofit and I need to figure out what to do with it.
I got you.
But yes, let everybody know how they can find you, how they can work with you, any links or anything you want to put in here.
Okay, so I'm Crystal Durham, but on all social media platforms, I am Mr. and Mrs. Durham. My husband and I run the business together. And so they can find me on Instagram. I do have a platform that they can come to if you already have your 501c3, but you might not be able to get in now because David told me don't offer that separate. So you might better get in. Hopefully you get in real quickly. Right. But I understand the logic behind that. And it was all, what I was doing was thinking about the nonprofit who struggling, but it's also about that they need to get this because when you do that transaction, it transforms their life. 100%. And so what I have to offer is because I went through the struggle, I needed somebody to help me. I didn't know how to get board members. I didn't know how to get the grant funding. And now I want people like me to go back in their community and they deserve the funding to be able to go back and do it. And so that is why I do what I do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, look, make sure, give your Instagram and your links one more time so that they rock with you.
Instagram is Mr. and Mrs. Durham, Durham. And on my website is crystaldurham.com.
There it is. There it is. Look, man, make sure y'all rock with Crystal. I know I am. If you want to have one of these Q&A sessions, you can go to themorningmeetup.com. You have to be in the morning meetup, and then you'll see the steps from there, okay? But join us in the morning meetup, man, which is a community of really, really hungry, ambitious entrepreneurs that are really gifted. And one of the things that changed my life was community. Not necessarily information, but being around other people. It's like a certain energy that I really can't explain. So go to themorningmeetup.com, but make sure you rock with Crystal, okay? Let's get that nonprofit up. The world needs your nonprofit. The world needs your nonprofit, all right? So that idea that you've been having, sitting on your hands, now is the time. This is a sign. You watching this video, you've been waiting on a sign. This is the sign. Let's get it, all right? We out here. Peace.